Have you ever wondered why racism in America isn't just hatred, but resistance against black humanity itself? Follow if you've never heard this story. He was 15 years old when they buried him alive in a prison cell. He was 83 years old when the world finally let him breathe again. His name is Joseph Ligon. In 1953, a Philadelphia courtroom looked at a black child and decided his life was already over. No second chances. No belief in growth, no acknowledgement that he was a child. Life without parole. Joseph maintained, then and for the next 68 years, that he did not kill anyone. Multiple teenagers were involved in the incident that led to 2 deaths. He insisted from the beginning that he was not the one who committed murder. It didn't matter. In 1953, America did not see black children as children. It saw them as threats, as already formed, as already guilty. So Joseph entered prison at 15. When he walked inside, Dwight D. Eisenhower was president. Segregation was legal. Brown versus Board of Education hadn't happened yet. He was locked away when the Civil Rights Act passed, when Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, when men walked on the moon, through Vietnam, through Watergate, through the Cold War, through 9/11, through the election of the first black president, 68 years of American history. He missed all of it. No first apartment, no marriage, no children, no career, no retirement. He grew old under fluorescent lights while the world kept moving. In 2012, the Supreme Court ruled in Miller versus Alabama that mandatory life without parole sentences for juveniles were unconstitutional. The court finally admitted what psychologists and black communities had always known. Children are different. Their brains are still forming. They are capable of change, but justice moves slowly, especially for black people. In 2017, after 64 years, Joseph was offered parole. Most people would have signed without hesitation. Joseph refused. Parole required him to admit guilt. It required lifelong supervision. It required him to lie about something he had refused to lie about for more than 6 decades. After 64 years in a cage, he chose truth over convenience. If they want me to be free, he said, let me be free. So he stayed 4 more years. From age 79 to 83, years most elders spend with grandchildren or gardens, he stayed locked away because he would not confess to something he said he didn't do. In 2021, a federal judge ruled his sentence unconstitutional. At 83 years old, Joseph Ligon walked out of prison. No parade. No headlines big enough. Just an elderly black man stepping into sunlight after nearly 7 decades. Later, he said sleeping in a real bed was difficult. It was too quiet, too soft. Freedom itself required adjustment. And yet, he said something that still stops the heart. I am not bitter. I just want to enjoy whatever time I have left. That kind of strength isn't common. From a black perspective, Joseph's story isn't an exception. It's a mirror. For generations, black children have been adultified in American courts, treated as older, more dangerous, and less redeemable than white children the same age. In 1953, white teenagers were sent to reform schools. A black 15-year-old was sentenced to die in prison. The system was never designed to rehabilitate Joseph. It was designed to erase him. The fact that he survived long enough to walk free wasn't mercy. It was the result of decades of advocacy and a legal system finally admitting, too late, that it was wrong. 68 years cannot be returned. But his refusal to lie, even when freedom depended on it, reveals something prison could not break. He walked out without rage consuming him, without bitterness defining him, without surrendering his truth. That doesn't excuse what was done. It magnifies who he is. Joseph Ligon's life forces us to ask questions America still avoids. When does punishment become cruelty? When does justice admit it was wrong? And why are black children so often denied the grace of being children? He entered prison before the civil rights movement reshaped the nation. He walked out into an America that had changed, but not enough. Still, he chose peace. There is something sacred in that. Say his name with the weight it deserves. Joseph Ligon, a black boy the system tried to bury, a black elder who walked back into the light. Subscribe here to uncover more hidden black stories. Comment if you'd like to hear more about Joseph Ligon. We don't glorify injustice. We reveal truth.